Hi guys, nice to meet you.
Hi, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. First, I'd like to know how it was for you to travel back in time because the people move different, the talk was different.
So when you work with Guy Ritchie, you know that his style is stylized and heightened, and he doesn't break the rules, but he bends them. So I knew we weren't going to be restricted by any elements of the setting of the time period that our show set. But also like we had the freedom to, yeah, as I say, like bend the rules. And I think every department knows that's Guy's style, so everyone takes it into account. For example, if you really looked at the labels of all the clothes, you might realize it was made way after, the 1870s, I think we're saying. But you would never know watching the show. But I think there's something subconscious that kind of elevates that and doesn't take you out of it, but somehow just stops it from being too flat or too boring. But yeah, I think that something that was really fun was walking through the sets where you've got a cobblestone street dressed with food vendors and you don't know whether the fish they're selling is real or not, and you feel like you've gone back and you've time traveled, which is a privilege for anyone, but especially actors.
Yeah, for me, I had a strong feeling getting myself into the Victorian woman's perspective because I realized that most women in that period of time wear corsets, and so their breath only goes to their chest. And so, yeah, if the chest voice goes like, if this here is where they're breathing, I might be sounding like this. And I found it quite interesting. But in Guy Ritchie's production, I only see strong woman figure. But strong woman breathes from like a man. So there you can see the details that I was using that as my character drop into.
Of course. And what attracted you most to your character? Do you feel pressure?
Yeah, I listen. I'm a fan of Sherlock, so I definitely like felt the pressure and responsibility because I care, because I want it to be good. Because if I was watching, I would want someone else who's playing the role to be good. So you always feel pressure. I always feel at the start of a job the imposter syndrome and wonder why anyone trusts me to do this. But you keep that to yourself and you give it your best shot. As I say, the fact I'm a fan makes me aware of the responsibility I have, but also makes me feel entitled to play the role and have a go because I think I know who this character is. Additionally, when you're surrounded by incredible casts, heads of departments, and Guy Ritchie is your director, you feel like you're in very good hands and those nerves never fully go away, but they start to subside.
I felt fun more than stress. I'm not a good stress taker. It just shut me down. So I enjoy myself.
Take me the receipt, please. Take me the
Yeah, I
receipt.
know. I said must be nice the last time she said that.
How do you prepare for the action scenes? Do you have a stand? But how do you feel with these strong scenes?
I get punched in the face a lot and don't do much punching in this series of this show. I'm very excited for Sherlock to develop those fighting skills. So for me, my prep is just asking the makeup team to not put the bloody Q-tip up my nose too soon and waiting as long as they can before that. But Zine's fight scenes are incredible.
We had a fight scene together,
Yes.
and so we practiced the choreograph with each other, and it feels like a dance, but definitely a lot of Guy Ritchie style because he's famous for that. And I had the privilege to exercise myself through the procedure and learn everything that's more than in the scene because I want to feel like prepared and I also want to feel empowered. Throughout the way, we practice the choreograph. If we're doing like one scene, if I can catch Hero on set, I'll do like, hey, Hero, do you want to pick a fight or something? And he'll be like, yeah, let's do it. And every time he would step in and do the choreograph with me, even though he's got like punch in the face all the time, a bloody nose.
Here, you mentioned that you was a big fan of Sherlock. I'd like to know if you rewatch some movies or TV shows, or simply you into the Guy Ritchie Sherlock homework.
Yeah, because I'm such a big fan. I've watched Guy Ritchie's movies at least twice for each Sherlock Holmes movie. And I've watched the Benedict Cumberbatch BBC iPlayer Sherlock at least twice, probably 3 times. But this is way before I ever thought that I'd be playing the character. So once I found out I was playing the character, I already have so much kind of information and influence in my head from those iterations. I said, I don't want to watch anymore. I don't want to be any more influenced. We need to keep some of this original and fresh. So my preparation was just from the script.
And you sing iconic movie with a strong woman, or you make your own version of this role?
I watched Guy Ritchie's films, and I watch Heroes with working with Guy Ritchie's film, and to get a taste of how these two people work together and how that I can step in strong.
Well, you mentioned a lot of Guy Ritchie, but tell me something about what is he in the set? What was Guy Ritchie in the set with the actors?
Guy's very spontaneous. I was lucky to have worked with him before, as Zine mentioned, in a smaller role, so I could watch and observe and learn. And I think the main thing you want to be prepared for is knowing that he's very willing to change everything on the day. I think he gets influenced by everyone being in costume and the set and all the things that you can't just, you try to imagine, but once you're there on the day, you can't help but have good ideas. And Guy is brave and confident enough to implement those ideas. That's the main thing that I think sets him apart from any other director I've worked with. But I love working in that style, and I think we all responded well to it.
Yeah, he can pull all the knowledge from like a swimming pool of culture, history, philosophies. Guy is very intelligent, and he knows a lot of stuff. And so by him only standing there thinking, imagining, we know this Sherlock production is going to be great. By every scene that touched by his magic was, how do you say that? Purified? No.
Every scene was touched by his magic. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll end it there, so.
Well, we think we're reading time, but I talking from Argentina. I'd like to know, what thing do you know about Argentina? Could be soccer, culture.
Argentina has football, has like amazing football
Yes.
players, and it's because that your air is very on fire, and then your altitude is there, and then so you give birth to passionate men and women, and that's all I know about Argentina.
And you, Hero?
She took my answer about the football. I could speak to you for hours about Argentinian football, specifically one player whose name I don't need to mention. It's Manu Lanzini. He played for West Ham. I'm joking, obviously. No, I want to go to Argentina. I've never actually been to Argentina, but I'm sure I would love the culture. So the next opportunity I get, I'll be there.
Thank you guys for your time.
Thank
Thank you so much. Take care.